Hi, friends. Good evening. Friends, am I audible? Hello? Hi, Kostav. Thank you for joining in. I'm just waiting for rest of your friends, Kostav, Chandraprakash, very quickly, if you can let them know. I was expecting 100 plus, but there are 16 students. So if you can quickly let rest of your friends know that the session has just started. We'll wait for a couple of minutes and then, I'll start sharing my experience and we will get into the topic. Hi, Ashwini. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for closing that loop also. Glad to know I am audible. Hi, Rohit. Very good evening. I know it's Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, but was little keen to know whether you guys are back in your campus and which city you guys are from. Where is your campus? Hi, Rohit. Very good evening. Hi, Darshan. Just 24 students? Where are rest of the students? Okay, guys are in Pune. Okay, makes sense. Hi, Pratik. Hi, Kaustav. Thank you, Rohit. I got that answer. Thank you so much. How big is your group? In a sense, how many students? And how many were supposed to attend this session? Hi, Aditya, Akshay, Shakshi. I hope all of you guys are safe and doing good because the number of cases, specifically in Pune, sounds a little alarming. So please do take care of your health. Hi, Shakshi, Radhya, Akshay. I think slowly people are joining in. So we'll wait for a couple of minutes before we start our discussion. And in the meantime, let me also talk to you. I have 24 plus years of experience and practicing HR across sectors. I'll take you through my background. And in the process, I will share now is I do have this a channel called Dr.HR, which I started 4 months back. And I make it a point to post a video every week. I'll request you whenever you get some free time, please do visit and subscribe to this channel called Dr.HR. If you are keen to understand the practical nuances of managing HR and people in organization, I hope you would like this. Okay. Hi, Bhagyashri, Praful, Akshay, and all my friends from Indira Group of Institutions in Pune. Thank you so much for your time and thanks for joining in. If you have some free time, till the time we wait for rest of your friends to join in, maybe a minute more. If you have your smartphone or logged in, quickly, why don't you open up Dr. HR, go there, quickly glance, and if you like, if you want to stay connected, learn, then please do also subscribe. Hi, Anshu Patel, Aparna, Prakshi, Saifali, thank you for joining in. Very good evening, Akshat. The moment I have 50 students, that's when, we would start our discussion. So please let rest of your friends to join in ASAP so that we start on time, which is already 5 minutes late, and we finish on time and I take your questions. By end of the session, I guarantee you there would be quite a few takeaway for all of us. And I'm also expecting if you guys participate, we would have a very, very good session. That's my confidence. Yeah. And post that, if you feel, okay, the session was interesting, I did learn something, then you got to pay me that Guru Dakshina. And Guru Dakshina is in the form of subscribers. Yeah. Okay, fine. So, guys, good evening and welcome to Dr. HR. Let me start the session right now. My name is Anil Kumar Mishra. I've been practicing HR for over 20 years now, 24 years precisely. I've done my master's in 95 and 96 onwards. I'm in different jobs, all through HR professional. So first assignment was with a company called, that was in manufacturing sector called Denso Haryana. And then, Enercon. These are the kind of manufacturing companies where I have worked. And my next assignment was with hospitality group, hotel group, popularly called Oberoi Group of Hotels and Resorts or East India Hotels. And I was the head of HR for the Oberoi Raj Villas, the property which is in Jaipur and which is considered as world's top 5 hotel that features amongst world's top 5 hotel as per Condé Nast. Yeah. Played the role of head of HR there, then moved to Patni Computers in IT services space. Of course, in Pune, it is a big company, big name, Pune, Mumbai based precisely. And that company got subsequently acquired by iGate, and iGate got acquired by Capgemini. So Patni no longer exists. So Patni Computers is now known as Capgemini because that is the Capgemini is the company which acquired Patni. Post that, I joined UK retail giant called Tesco in Bangalore. Yeah, just like Walmart, Tesco is a big name in the UK and in Europe. Played the role of head of HR for IT services, which is the largest in India. And then came my first CHRO assignment, Chief Human Resources Officer assignment with Just Dial. The company 10 times 8 you dial if you need any information. I'm referring to that company. Information services space. Brilliant company, always will be close to my heart because that is the company where I got my first assignment as CHRO, which is ultimately the level or the role that anybody can aspire as an HR practitioner, as a HR professional, because beyond that, there is nothing in HR. That is the highest possible role or title that any HR practitioner can have. Post that, I joined New York Stock Exchange listed company, Fortune 500 company called Fidelity National Financial. Yeah, again a company into mortgage and title insurance. Loved that company. Worked there in Bangalore. In between, I had also visited the US to understand the business nuances and stuff like that. But I was operating from Bangalore, and it's been over 4 years. I am with Times of India group called Magic Bricks, which is into real estate, online real estate business. What we do is we try and connect potential buyers and sellers on our platform. Yeah. And it's a 16 plus year old company in its operation, and it's a profit making company. Yeah. So typically, when you open Times of India newspaper, you see matrimonial, you see jobs, you see real estate, you see economy, you see entertainment, etc., etc. Right? So on and so forth. The realization about few decades back is the future is of digital. And if you genuinely want to sustain the business, you got to go digital. With that realization, couple of decades back, started companies like Radio Mirchi, crickbuzz.com, ghana.com, yeah, ET Money, Times Internet, Magic Bricks, and so on and so forth. Each one of them is a separate entity and has a P&L. Yeah. While we continue to have those newspaper, this is also what we have. And it's been glorious 4+ years since I'm playing the role of Chief Human Resource Officer for Magic Bricks. Now, that's where I'll take a pause. Thank you, Pratik, for that wonderful comment. I'm glad you liked this Dr. HR channel. I hope you have subscribed and told your friends to subscribe as well. Okay, let me take a pause here and get on to the topic for our discussion today. Well, the topic for our discussion today is my leadership learning lessons in life. And the reason why I took you through my career progression is with a simple objective that you need to know any example that I'm going to share or any experiences that I'm going to share with you would have relevance to my working with any of those companies. Yeah. And I'm eternally thankful to all those managers for this learning, which has helped me out in being a professional who I am and what I am today. So, the format that I wish to also adhere to is I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. Right, Anshu? Akshat, Pratik, get ready. And the question is, any organization, if you want to run a business, you need to have few resources in place. Yeah. And those resources are very, very popularly in management parlance called as 5M. Why 5M? Because everything starts with the M. Men, men and women, both human resources. Men, material, method, market, and money. You need to have these 5Ms, the 5 resources to run your business. Yeah. And we often ask a question, out of all those resources, which one is the most important? And in that context, I'm sure you came across a statement which says people are an organization's biggest asset, right? It says people are an organization's biggest asset. My question to you is, how many of you truly believe in the statement? I'm sure as management student you would have come across the statement, but my question is, how many of you believe people are an organization's biggest asset? That's my question. Thankfully, live chat is on. I want you to respond to my question. My question is, how many of you have heard people are an organization's biggest asset, and how many of you truly believe in the statement? And your time starts now. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Srisel, Pratik. Good. So you guys are saying, and Sandy also says, yes, he has heard about the statement that people are an organization's biggest asset, and he also believes in the statement. Great. Good to know that. But as a practicing HR, just to bring in a twist, if I say, no, that statement is wrong, I'm sure you are going to hate me for saying that, but here is my justification. Vaishnavi also says, yes, she has heard. that people are an organization's biggest asset. But Vaishnavi, the point I'm trying to make here is people are not an organization's biggest asset. Yeah. What the hell this guy is up to? What is that he's saying? He's a practitioner. How could he say people or employee? Tanuj is saying, okay, Anil is saying people, I'm saying employee. I'm saying no, employees are also not an organization's biggest asset. I'm sure you would have hated this statement. But let me make my point. There are 2 points that I want to bring it to your notice, and that would be my key leadership learning number 1, which I want to pass on. The statement I'm making is people or employee are not an organization's biggest asset. Why? Number 1 reason. Think of your board days, meaning your 10th and 12th board, or your engineering days. If some of you are engineers, the entire class of 100 or 80 or 60, whatever may be the number, some people will qualify or pass this exam in first division, some second division, some people would fail also. Yeah. The same methodology gets replicated in a corporate world. Vaishnavi, Tanuj, Vagyasri. The reality is, in corporates also, we try and bucketize people basis their performance level. We call them top performer, middle of the road, and bottom or struggling perform. And let's go back to again our board or engineering or academic days. When you fail in a specific paper, you get an opportunity, write that back paper, reappear in the exam, isn't it? In the same manner, people who are struggling with performance level in corporate, they get an opportunity, and that process is called performance improvement plan. People get an opportunity whose performance is under cloud, there is a question mark, they get an opportunity to improve the performance. And that process is called PIP, in short, performance improvement plan. Now, friends, what happens even after giving an opportunity, if there is no improvement in the performance level, those employees, those category of people are asked to go. Yeah. Now, my question to you again is, if people are your assets, would you allow them to go because they are not good enough in terms of performance level? Is that ethical? Is that fair? Is my first question. Just take a pause. Second counter argument. We all are going through difficult phase right now. We call it the pandemic COVID-19 situation, which completely changed the way we used to do business. Yeah. During this time, all of you are aware there are a lot of job losses happening all around us. Now, who are the people prone to job losses? There are multiple filters that organizations they put in just to identify who are the people who would be staying, who are the people they got to be going. During unprecedented time when it comes to survival of the company, these are the tough calls organizations they have taken. You are aware? People who are prone to job losses are people who are not right kind of a fitment, people who do not embrace change, people who are not agile, people who do not possess the potential to grow, or people who have got big problem with regard to ensuring consistent level of high performance. And again, my question, friends, if people are your assets, when your chips are down, when you are going through a crisis like this, is it fair to ask your assets to go? No, right? And hence, the revised statement, which is actually the key learning for me, is people in general are, or employees in general are not an organization's asset. Good people or good employees are organization's asset. Good is the key word. Now, how do we define this so-called good? Good in terms of performance level, good in terms of potential to grow, good in terms of learning, good in terms of accepting change, good in terms of being agile, good in terms of attitude positive, and so on and so forth. If you are good, you would continue to be in demand irrespective of the times that we go through. That's the twist. And people in general, hence, are not assets. That's a misnomer. That's misguiding people. Good people are. And there is no other shortcut for people like you and I but to feature in that definition of good and constantly work hard to be in that good. If you are there in that good category, nobody can touch you, irrespective of the times that we go through. And hence, leadership learning lesson number 2, talent would be a winner. Not talent in general, good talent would be a winner, irrespective of the times that we go through. The only way to stay ahead of the race is to feature amongst that good talent. And talent would be a winner. Also, the reason why I'm making this statement is even during this pandemic, organizations have not stopped their hiring process. The war for talent is not yet over. Organizations were still hiring and looking for good talent even during the lockdown period of April, May, and June in 2020. Third, leadership learning. Every organization, they carry out an activity called annual operating plan. Typically, what happens in this process, which is called in short AOP or annual operating plan, is every organization they prepare what should be our budget, how many people additional we got to be hiring, which are the campuses we got to be visiting, marketing spend, what would be our technological spend, are we diversifying into any other business, and basis that they decide the budget and headcount. This activity in general is called annual operating plan. Just like any other company, we also did invest time, sorry, and got this activity completed in the month of February 2020. Because, from 1st of April, the new year would start and the plan would be executed. But then, friends, COVID-19 situation has hit us by third week of March last year. Yeah, completely changed the way we used to do business, isn't it? We were forced to observe lockdown and hugely the economic activity got impacted. But mind you, organizations had people, they had to pay them the salary. And organizations also took the help of vendors. They had to pay them for their services. But there were no economic. During that time, again, this is industry agnostic, every leader, CEO, CHRO have gone through three broad challenges during that pandemic time. How do we survive? First one was all about survival. Second one, towards June, the focus was around what we need to do as a company to recover back the lost ground, the lost business. Number three, which probably currently we are going through, is what we need to do again to excel in our respective business and make sure that business is better than before, better than the COVID-19 situation. So these are, friends, three broad phases that we have gone through during this crisis. How do we survive? How do we recover back the lost ground? How do we excel in our business? For survival, it's no secret. All of us are aware. Organizations took numerous means like hiring freeze, like deferring the annual increments, promotion cycle, going for graded pay cut, going for certain headcount reduction. And mind you, friends, the situation, the experience was not great. It was painful, but it was required because this is a matter of company or organization getting survived. During that time, the third leadership learning, which I want you guys to carry home today, is cash is king. Meaning, organizations who were sitting on a good cash reserve found it relatively easier to manage. Organizations, mostly the startups, we hear here that these are the valuation of those company. The whole bubble about the valuation game has burst. Yeah, organizations of future will not be surviving if it is only valuation game. They got to have a cash reserve also. Okay, that is the realization during that time. During this time, also there are few workplace trend that we have seen. Number one in that scheme of thing is work from home, isn't it? But mind you, friends, work from home as a concept is not new. It was there even before this pandemic. What it did is it changed the orientation, the mindset of leadership members. Earlier, people used to think work from home makes sense for tech, product, IT people. What is work from home for back office, support functions, other functions? That mindset has changed during this pandemic because during March, April, when we all were forced to observe work from home, observe lockdown measure, but organizations wanted business to run as usual. That's when we have proved that does not matter if you are back of the house or front of the house. IT services are IT related or non-IT related. When it comes to workplace productivity, every function was affected. Yeah, that is what we have. And can you also imagine young kindergarten students, standard 1, standard 2 students? My daughter is in 5th standard. I could see how the teachers were struggling initially with tech, but now that has become part of our life. Yeah, it has forced us that situation. Very, very important. Yeah, hence, I believe work from home is here to stay. Why? There are multiple benefits of work from home, but for students' easy understanding, I want to put everything as stop. Yeah, the benefits of work from home can, the short acronym is stop. I'll talk about S. S is for social distancing. If WHO report got to be believed, this virus is here to stay. And we need to find out peaceful ways of coexisting with the virus. Only way out, friends, for you and I is to maintain social distance. Yeah, in work from home, you don't need to go to workplace. You don't need to overcrowd places, and hence the possibility of you staying safe is more. And hence, work from home is a win-win proposition for both. And hence, it's here to stay. T is for the travel time. Friends, it's a proven fact, does not matter which city you belong to, by and large, 20 to 25% of our productive time we waste while commuting from home to office and office to home. And it takes a toll on our productivity level, our energy level. It drains out your energy. Yeah. But during work from home kind of a mode, you don't need to commute. You don't need to travel. And hence, probably productivity would be higher. Third one is O. O is for office occupancy. Gone are those days where organizations were boasting that we have a swanky campus of 50 acres. No, when there are cost pressures on fixed asset, the trend right now is co-working spaces. Organizations are reluctant and not willing to invest on fixed assets during such crisis. Yeah. So this is also one more win-win proposition. Organizations don't need to invest on electricity, AC, water, building, rentals. No, it's an era of co-working spaces. Just like transportation, the travel time, the T in stop mnemonic is travel time. Organizations don't need to invest on their transportation thing. So it's a win-win proposition for all. And P finally is for pollution level. I'm sure you would have heard or read how people from Jalandhar were making comments that in our lifetime we never saw Himalayas from Jalandhar, but now we can see it. So it also taught us how to peacefully coexist with nature, how to reduce your carbon footprint, how to take care of the health and well-being of young people, old age people, or people suffering from asthmatic kind of an attack. The pollution levels were drastically brought down. Yeah, so these are some of additional benefits of work from home, and I tend to believe since they have win-win kind of a proposition for both the parties, for you and for the organization, for the company, it is here to stay. Only observation, friends, here is why work from home? Work from home will be replaced with work from anywhere. WFA, not WFH. That would be a trend, and that would be the leadership learning that I want to pass it on to you. In a high performance driven culture, modern learning organization, what matters is not how many hours of punch in and punch out you have, not required. What is important is what has been your value addition to the company. Yeah, what was your contribution? So long as you fulfill that, nobody is really going to ask you a question whether you are coming to work every day 10 hours or you are operating from the beautiful beaches of Goa. The future organizations would have, or future workplaces would have, plenty of workplace flexibility. Does not matter, even if you are in China, Japan, Malaysia, UK, Australia, anywhere. So long as you fulfill your objective, that should suffice. This is the model that we all are moving into, and that would be the future. Second trend that I see, the number of employment activity, unfortunately, will drastically get reduced, at least in the next 12 months or so. Why? Because everybody is playing watch and wait and watch kind of a game. Uncertainties are still mounting. Business has not picked up to the extent that you and I would expect, and hence investment in hiring and other thing would be relatively down. Now, when I'm saying relatively down, I'm only referring to full-time employment. But I'm also aware of the fact when one thing gets impacted negatively, it gives rise to a parallel economy. In this case, I strongly believe that it will give rise to an economy called gig economy. Now, who are these gig workers? What is this gig economy all about? Think of Amazon delivery boys. Think of Ola, Uber drivers. Think of your AC is not working. You need some technician to come and rectify. What do? You call those urban company guys or Just Dial guys. They come, they get it rectified, and then they exit. Yeah, they are not employees of those companies. They come, they gig, and then they go. So these are on-call service staff. Yeah, this is, friend, these are the examples of blue collar gig workers. Now I'm referring to white collar also, and white collar meaning merger and acquisition specialist, CHROs, chief talent officer, data scientist, yeah, UX UI designer, digital marketing expert, so on and so forth. There would be huge demand in this category of white collar gig workers also. Mind you, globally, this is estimated to be a $4.5 trillion business. Cut to India, it's going to touch $450 billion business in the next 12 months or so. And it's also estimated that another 5 million people are likely to join this gig workers in the next gig economy in the next 12 months or so. Friends, the good news is India already features amongst world's top 5 nations who are already using this gig workers. After the US, China, number 3 is India. 4th is Mexico, then comes Japan, and so on and so forth. So, what is in it for student community? I pray and hope all of you should get job of your choice. But in case you do not get job of your choice, grab any opportunity that comes in your way. That is very, very important. Yeah. Now, I think 6 key takeaways is what we have discussed. Let me know at this stage if you have any questions. I'll try my best to answer those, and then we will get into the finale. So I'll take a break. I will go to you. Let me ask you questions, or let me answer your questions if you have any. Then again, I would conclude by my final observation words. So, friends, this is question and answer time. How are we going? The pace is fine? Are we learning? Is that boring? Is it relevant? Share your feedback also. Ask me questions. And if you like what you have heard, do not forget to subscribe to Dr. HR. Yeah? Guys, I'm waiting for your question. I started this Dr. HR channel 4 months back with an intent of sharing those experiences with you. Feel free to visit that. And I'm 47. At 47, I've become a YouTuber also. So I also need some motivation. And the motivation, you guys can help me out in terms of subscribing to this channel. And I'll highly appreciate that. Yeah? So don't forget, friends, I need your support. Vaishnavi, Tanuj, Radhaya, Bhagyashri, Tushar, and all my friends from Indira Group of Institutions. Yeah? Okay. And all my friends from Indira Group of Institutions. Yeah? Okay. If there are no questions at this stage, let me try and give me my final inputs. Friends, during this difficult time, everything has gone through a change, including the hiring process. In good times, we will visit your campus, we will shake hand, we will meet up in person, and then we would take a call on hiring related decision. Now everything is virtual. The shortlisting happens through a voice-based or telephonic call. And if you qualify this, then the next phase would be a video-based interview or a group interview, whatever it is, video-based. And then again, finally, virtually. We need not meet up in person, but virtually, basis how it goes, then, the hiring decisions are made. The job offers are rolled out. And hence, you can ask what's in it for students. Very important for you to know that the competencies required under a voice-based telephonic interview to a voice-based or virtual mode is completely different. In telephonic, the shortlisting gets done only through how you sound. Is it logical? What are the voice pitch? So on and so forth. On virtually video based, your body language, this is what technically called gating, GAITING, or gait, GAIT, is the way you make your body move. That talks about your confidence. Hand postures, your shoulder movement, eye contact. Yeah, everything is very, very, very important. And hence, please do practice in front of mirror. The more you practice, the better are your preparations for the finale. Second thing, during this time, I've also seen there are plenty of competencies, unwritten competencies, they have gained significance. The competencies are digital marketing, analytics and predictive modeling, design thinking, problem solving approach, digital savviness, so on and so forth. These are the competencies which are gaining importance during this time because everything is virtual. Your digital orientation seems to be very, very important. That is important. Your problem solving approach, world is full of problems. Can you solve that? Is what it is. And what is your mindset in terms of attitude that we talked about? Growth mindset is very, very important. When you have plenty of time at your disposal, These programs are available free of cost. Please do acquire those skills. Definitely they are going to help you out in your career. Friends, mind you, finally, you are competing against everybody but you. Yeah, everybody whosoever is going to pass out from any of the geographies, be it in UK, Australia, Japan, any country, you have to compete. Now ask this difficult question to yourself: why should anybody hire you? What is so unique about you? Try and find out your core strength. There are numerous techniques available. Gallup Strength Finder is there. Firobi is there. You have Johari window. You have your friends, your family members. Ask them. Let them share with you what you are good at. Try build that as your core competency, and people would make a note of who you are. And lastly, every crisis, friends, there are only two choices, the two ways how we can behave. I'll give you an example. Let's assume you are scared of stray dogs. Yeah. And you don't like them. You're fearful of stray dogs. And in Pune, you're working in a deserted lane all alone, and you're walking in a deserted lane. Nobody else is around. And suddenly you observe a stray dog is chasing you. What do? Only choices are two. One, run as fast as you can, or number two, pick up a stick or a stone, try and scare the dog away. Yeah. In life also, friends, such kind of a crisis, we do not have any control. In 2008, it was the Great Depression. Today, it is COVID-19. Tomorrow, there would be something else. Yeah. These are not in our control. Very important thing is, in life also, we would face such difficult situation. And the two choices are flight, running out of a situation, or fight, taking the problem head on. Taking the problem head on will give you tremendous level of confidence. And running out of a situation, bhagoge to kahan tak bhagoge? There would always be a difficult situation, and hence take the problem fight head on. For professionals like you and I, flight is not an option. Fight it out. Do not lower your morale. Very important to keep it high. At the same time, tomorrow would be a brand new day. Grab any opportunity that comes in your way. And focus has to be what has to be my learning during that. How much I can learn during this time. Because there would always be a good day following this. And that time, if you have this experience, you can encash that. Okay. Radha is asking, according to you, work from home beneficial for the company as they don't need to invest much into infrastructure, or the traditional way the best? I think interesting question, Radha. There is nothing called the best. It's like asking somebody, hey, tell me which part of your body is most important to you. Eyes, ears. So it's a difficult question to answer. In the same manner, there is nothing called which is best. But the future, according to me, will be a blended methodology. There would be a hybrid model that organization. If you are required to go to work, there is something important. If you have to meet up with your fellow colleague, by all means, that is going. The organizations are going to support and will allow you. But otherwise, the future will be of a hybrid model. They are not required, or certain category of people are not required to come to work. Certain category of people maybe once or twice a week. But during this kind of a scenario, it's better not to insist, because what should matter is the productivity. And if you are getting it at home, nothing like that. Do that. You can stay safe. You can do this as well. So broadly, friends, that is what I wanted to share with you. I could have spent another 10-15 minutes, but the number of students are very, very less compared to my previous sessions. But yeah, that's not in our hand. That's not in our control. But I genuinely thank you for your time. Again, I pray and hope that all of you should get job of your choice. Yeah. Very important to stay positive and test negative as far as COVID is concerned. Okay? Interacting with you. All the very best. And again, I request you, please don't forget to subscribe to Dr. HR, my YouTube channel, and support me, show some love, and that's how we can stay connected. Thank you so much. All the best. Take care. Bye bye.